One sunny morning, the fat controller came to Knapford Yards where Thomas, James and Edward were resting. "James and Edward have a very important job for you," he said. "You are to collect coal from the coaling plant and deliver it to all the stations on the island." "Yes, sir," said Edward happily. "Thomas, you must go to the coaling plant at once to shunt all the trucks into place." "Yes, sir," said Thomas happily. Just then they heard two familiar whistles. It was Bill and Ben. Between them was a big black truck. It was biffing and bashing the little engines. "Watch it," said the truck crossly. "Hello," said Thomas. "What are you two doing?" Bill and Ben told them they were delivering a new truck to the coaling plant.
"His name is Hector," said Ben, "and he's very heavy."
Thomas was intrigued, so he blew his whistle. "Hello, Hector," he called happily. But Hector didn't answer. He just stared at him. "Don't mind him," said Bill. "He's been like this since we left the docks." Bill and Ben puffed away. Hector was still biffing and bashing them hard. "Watch it," he called crossly.
"What's up with Hector?"
asked James. "I don't know," said Thomas, "but I'll find out soon." Thomas puffed into the coaling plant, but he kept thinking about Hector. But he was certain not to let Hector bother him. Thomas biffed and bashed the trucks across the yards. "Oh! Ow!" cried the trucks. "Be quiet," said Thomas crossly. Thomas shunted the trucks under the hopper, and the coal was soon loading. It was hot work, and the trucks were getting cross. Just then the plant manager arrived. "An extra large delivery has to be made," he said. "You must shunt some fuel extra, then add him to the back of James's train." "Yes, sir," said Thomas. He knew he had to go back for Hector. Thomas puffed into his siding to collect Hector. Hector stood still. He looked very cross. Thomas puffed bravely forward. Hector was still cross. "Hello, Hector," said Thomas nervously. "Go away," said Hector crossly. "But Hector, we've got work to do," said Thomas. "I said go away!" roared Hector. Thomas was so scared he raced back as fast as he could. The trucks laughed and laughed. The plant manager telephoned the fat controller and told him what had happened. "That won't do," said the fat controller. "I'll send Rosie to help." By now, Thomas had enough courage to go back to the coaling plant. Rosie puffed alongside him. Hector was very cross when he saw Thomas, but more cross when he saw Rosie.
"Did we have to shunt to fill that big truck, Thomas?"
asked Rosie sweetly. "Yes," said Thomas, "but we better be careful. He shouted at me. He really scared me."
"I'm sure he just needs an engine to talk to,"
said Rosie happily. So she tooted her whistle.
"Hello, Hector."
She smiled happily. Hector was very cross and let out the biggest roar ever. "Go away!" he shouted. Rosie was so scared she raced away as fast as her pistons could pump.
"I'm sorry, Thomas,"
she cried sadly. This made Thomas very cross. "Go away!" called Hector. "You don't want me to frighten you like I frightened Rosie!" This made Thomas very cross. Hector had biffed and bashed Bill and Ben. He had shouted at Thomas, and he had frightened Rosie so much that she had raced away. Thomas had now had enough. He gave Hector a mighty biff. Hector rolled backwards. He was very cross. "Don't do that!" he shouted crossly. "You don't like it, do you?" said Thomas. "You don't like it when the tables are turned? Let's see you try this on for size." So Thomas gave Hector a mighty biff and sent him rolling backwards. "Whoa!" he cried. Suddenly he hit the bumpers and crashed off the tracks. "Help!" he shouted. "Oops," said Thomas. He didn't mean to knock Hector off the tracks. Thomas puffed up to Hector. When the dust cleared, Thomas could see that Hector looked very sad. Now he didn't seem so horrid. "I'm sorry I biffed you so hard, Hector," said Thomas. "I didn't mean to knock you off the tracks." "No," said Hector. "It was my fault, Thomas," said Hector. "I shouldn't have shouted at you. It's all my fault." But why did you scare me? Asked Thomas. And why did you shout at me and Rosie? I'm a new truck, said Hector. I don't like being you. I don't want to be filled up with coal. Why not? Asked Thomas. I'm scared, said Hector. I'm worried I'm going to do something wrong. I'm worried I'm going to get into trouble. Thomas was surprised. Soon, Rocky and the workmen lifted Hector off the coal bank and onto the tracks. There you go, smiled Rocky happily. Thomas wanted to help Hector. Filling up on coal is easy, said Thomas. Let me show you. I don't know if this is a good idea, said Hector. It's easy, said Thomas as he backed under the coal chute. Watch! Black, dusty coal poured into Thomas's bunker. Dust flew everywhere. When the dust settled, Hector saw Thomas was smiling. See, said Thomas, it's as easy as pie. Hector was very excited. Now he knew what he had to do. Please take me under the hopper, he smiled. I want to be filled with coal too. We'd better hurry, said Thomas as he buffered up to Hector. Thomas pulled Hector under the chute. And coal was soon poured into Hector. Hector smiled. How's it feel? Asked Thomas. It's lovely, said Hector happily. Thomas shunted Hector to the back of James's train just in time, and then he puffed away. Thank you, Thomas, said Hector happily. Later, James and Edward arrived to collect their trucks. They saw their trains waiting for them. They were very surprised to see Hector at the back. Hello, he smiled happily. Thank you, Thomas, said Edward.
Thank you, Thomas,
said James happily. Soon, James and Edward were coupled to their trains and they puffed away. Thomas whistled goodbye. Then he heard a big call. Thank you, Thomas, called Hector happily. You are a very good friend and a really useful engine. Thomas smiled proudly.